Yes, a very good morning to my dear viewers. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Professor Arun Giredi here. In today's class, I would like to explain about the NPV, that is net present value. This belongs to financial management subject. So let us discuss what is NPV. NPV stands for net present value. So sadyada nivvala maulya anta navali kareevu. So what is the net present value? So the net present value means present value of cash inflow or a present value of cash outflow is considered as a net present value. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟು ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಣದ ಒಳಹರಿವು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಟ್ಟು ಹಣದ ಹೊರಹರಿವು ಅಂತ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋ minus total present value of cash outflow. So that is considered as a NPV ಅಂತ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So there is a certain rule to accept the NPV formula ಅಂತ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ NPV ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನ ನಾವು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ನಿಯಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪಾಲಿಸಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ನಿಯಮಗಳನ್ನು ಪಾಲಿಸಿದರೆ NPVನ ನಾವು accept ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So the thing is, there are the three important rules. If NPV is more than 0, please understand the word, if NPV is greater than 0, we should accept the proposal anta navali ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. If NPV is greater than 0, we are able to accept the any proposal. Suppose if NPV is less than 0, for example less than 0 andre minus, if NPV is less than 0, we should not accept the proposal, because if we accept the proposal, if the NPV is negative, that indicates that the firm is in a loss, when definitely firm is going to earn the not profit, loss. So that's why we are not able to invest any money if there is a NPV is negative. Okay, in simple reason we can understand that if NPV is greater than 0, we should accept it. If NPV is less than 0, we should reject it anta navali ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. In certain case, if NPV is equal to 0, what we should do? We may accept or we may not accept the proposal anta navali helbo. So what is NPV? NPV means present value of cash inflow or a present value of cash outflow is called as a net present value. If the NPV is greater than 0, we should accept it. If the NPV is less than 0, we should reject it. If NPV is equal to 0, we may or may not accept the proposal. Let us discuss about some merits and demerits of NPV. Okay, so the NPV merits is, it will recognize the time value of money and consider the all cash inflow over the economic life of the project. It consider two value, one is a time value and another one is a cash inflow. So what it means, NPV purely indicate that it do consider the time value of money, means at what time what is the value of money, what the about the previous time what is the value of money, about the present time what is the value of money, like that NPV indicate the time value of money anta navali ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So NPV purely stands for the value of money. Okay, now at the same time it consider how much cash inflow during the year for economic project. Again, the second important advantage of NPV is it estimates the present value of project by using discount rate. It estimates the present value of project by using discount rate. Means what we have to understand, NPV is considered as a discount rate. So that's what it mainly consider always at a discount rate ಅಂತ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಸೋಡೀಕರಣವಾದಂಥ ದರದ ಮುಖಾಂತರ, ಅಂದರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ದರದ ಮುಖಾಂತರ NPV ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪ್ರಪೋಸಲನ್ನು ಅನಲೈಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ದಿ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟಬಿಲಿಟಿ. NPV means it indicates it is betterment for maximum profitability of the firm. If the firm is in a profit, that indicates that they are applying the NPV technique. It is one of the capital budgeting technique. NPV is one of the capital budgeting technique. It considers the objective of profitability ಅಂತ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಲಾಭದಾಯಕತೆಯನ್ನು ಇದು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. It is a relatively reliable method of project evaluation. It is relatively reliable method of project evaluation. What do we mean by reliable? So we can easily believe the NPV by analysis. Why we should believe the NPV by analysis? Because NPV stands for only if the positive cash flow we can go for it. Otherwise, we are not able to invest anything. That's why NPV is relatively you can say reliable ಅಂತ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, which is believable to the firm point of view. Okay, so these are all some merits of a NPV. Let us discuss about some demerits of a NPV. It is difficult to understand and calculate. Why it is difficult to understand and calculate? Always the depreciation method is changing, always the value of cash inflows are not same, so always there is a investment is high, so there are so many hurdles while calculating the NPV. So we can understand that NPV is difficult to understand as well as calculate, because for the estimation of cash inflow. Why? Because always NPV is estimation. Okay, so we can't understand what is the estimation of cash inflow coming year. Okay, so that's why we can understand that cash inflow do consider it is always variated anta navali helbo. In second thing, it does not consider the life of the project, because it consider only limited life of the project, but we can say the project life span is very high and very more, so that NPV is not good, not accurate for a long term project. It is only accurate for short term project, and it try to only compare between one or two firms. So like that it is facing a difficulty anta navali helbo. It is biased towards the short term project. As I already told that the NPV concentrate only on short term, it will completely neglect the long term project. So in simple word, what we have to understand, NPV is purely not applicable to long term projects like a 10 year, like a 20 year. It is not applicable like that. So it is purely applicable to only very short period of time, means very short span of time project. Under NPV method, profitability is not related to capital required to produce it. In simple thing, profitability is not properly analyzed anta navali helbo. So that NPV is a very complex in nature, and it is difficult to apply and difficult to understand the variability anta navali ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So hangagi NPV is always difficult to calculate anta navali ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. So NPV ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದಂಗಾಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, it is analysis for investment. Why the NPV is applied by everyone? The usage of a NPV is it try to analyze the project project analysis. At the same time, it is very easy to understand where to invest, which project to invest, because NPV compare two projects and tells that which one is good for investment. So that's why we can understand that NPV is really good for an investment. So this is related to NPV anta navali helಬೋದು. So overall in today's class what we discuss? So we discussed the meaning of a NPV, and we discussed the acceptance rule of a NPV, and we discussed the merits and demerits of NPV. So we'll repeat once again, only meaning and acceptance rule. So NPV stands for always total project value of cash inflow over a period of time in relation with cash outflow. In simple word, total present value of cash inflow minus total present value of cash outflow is known as net present value. So acceptance rule of NPV is like this. There are three acceptance rules. One is, if NPV is greater than 0, in simple word, if NPV is more than 0, we should always accept the proposal. More than 0 means it is plus. When the NPV amount comes in a plus or a positive, we can easily invest the project. Why? Because that project will give the return to us, isn't it? So the second rule is, if the NPV is less than 0, it indicates that the NPV is in a negative. When the NPV is in a negative, we can easily understand that we are not going for an investment in such project, because such project leads to loss to the firm. So that's what, if the NPV is negative, we can't invest the money in such project. So the last proposal, if NPV is equal to 0, what it indicate? So we may accept the proposal or we may not accept the proposal. In the sense, we can accept the project or not accept the project. That depend on our opinion. Okay, so that is what the NPV. So NPV is analysis for an investment. NPV, it is a technique to analysis for an investment to any company. Means by using NPV technique, many firms try to invest their fund in many projects because it is a clear indicator of investment proposal. So the NPV clearly tells that about the project investment. Okay, thanks for watching my video. Do subscribe and share.